Yeah, that man is booked into the King County Jail here right behind me on suspicion of murder. Now, police did not release that suspect's name, but they did say that the victim in this case was not the intended target. So to quickly recap, around 1 a.m. Sunday morning, police responded to a shooting on South Donovan Street near 10th Avenue in South Park. Detectives say officers were nearby and heard the shots and then found the victim, who was in his 50s, on the lower level of the house suffering from a gunshot wound. He did die at the scene. Now, detectives say multiple agencies assisted them in arresting the suspect earlier this morning. Neighbors in the area had also reported that the home next to the victims was a problem or nuisance type of house. Detectives tell me it's still an active investigation, so they couldn't comment on whether or not the shooter was looking for that house, but did reiterate that the victim was not the target.
We do know that he was purposely in that area. The home that was struck was not the intended target. So this was an individual who was just simply in his home and unfortunately was randomly hit with gunfire and died.
Now, detectives tell me that they are still looking for witnesses about that shooting. If you have any information, no matter how small you may believe it to be, they ask that you do reach out. For now, here in Seattle, I'm Tony Black, King 5 News.